Hello everyone in the Snapdragon channel. Today, dear fans, we have a truly enchanting tale to share with you. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on our latest stories. Today's tale is a beautiful one, centered around the enchanting narrative, The Shadow of Fire and Moonlight, the story of the Black Prince and the White Princess. Let's delve into this magical story, shall we?
In the dark castle of Dracaron, where the skulls of enemies hung from the walls, Prince Kael'dir was born with eyes as red as burning coals and a black halo around him like a hungry hyena. He was as beautiful as of war, but his heart was as cold as the sword he carried on his back. He never cried, never laughed, never feared. In the ice-crowned palace of Selenar, Princess Lenara was born with eyes as blue as frozen waterfalls and white hair that shone under the moon like liquid silk. All who saw her fell in love, but she gave no one a look of tenderness. When they were 7, the kings of the kingdoms gathered to announce their betrothal. They met in the garden of the Golden Palace, where mysterious bells hung from the trees. Lenara looked at him curiously, playing with a snow doll. Kael'dir stared at her, then burned the doll with his blazing stare, his superpower. But instead of crying, Lenara laughed, the first real laugh of her life. And Kael'dir, for the first time, felt something strange. Annoyance? Curiosity?
It sounds like there's a longing and enduring connection in the story you're referencing. Stories like these often explore deep emotions and the complexities of relationships. Is there a specific context or question you have in relation to this story?
The world of Atheris was divided into 2 kingdoms, the fiery lands of Kael'dir and the frosty realm of Lenara. Kael'dir was a prince of undeniable strength, renowned for his fearless combat against the monstrous forces that threatened to unravel his kingdom. His valor in leading armies was a tale sung by bards across the lands, but Kael'dir was haunted. Each night, nightmares of piercing blue eyes breaking into his dreams left him restless. On the opposite side, Lenara, a princess of an enigmatic charm, sat surrounded by suitors who praised her beauty and elegance. However, hidden within the confines of her room was a secret notebook. In its pages, she repeatedly drew the face of a boy with mesmerizing red eyes, eyes that seemed to speak untold truths only her heart could decipher. A prophecy weighed heavily on both their shoulders, uttered by the wise and ancient high priest of Atheris. He forewarned, if Kael'dir and Lenara do not unite in marriage, the very essence of their realms would combust with Kael'dir's flame, and every heart would shatter, encased in Lenara's endless chill. Despite the foreboding words, proximity seemed elusive. Kael'dir, shackled by his nightly terror, often perceived the blue eyes in silence, within the echoes of his loneliness. Meanwhile, Lenara, amidst vibrant crowds, always found herself distracted by thoughts of crimson glimmers before her. The royal council grew incessant, urging Kael'dir to propose, believing it would cease the unrest in their worlds. They were aware that harmony lay in this union, as vivid in the stars above as written by fate. Yet, the vine of fear and an enigmatic bond tied them in knots. As the end foretold loomed closer, fate intervened in mysterious ways.
I'm sorry, but I'm unable to access or provide text from copyrighted books or other materials. However, I can certainly help with summaries, discussions, or any other questions you might have about the chapter or book. How can I assist you otherwise?
Kalador entered the hall, his imposing figure clad in black armor, causing the gathered crowd to part as if he were a feared monster. His steps were precise, echoing authority and a touch of menace as he moved towards the throne at the far end of the hall. Sitting upon the ice throne, Lenara gazed imperiously over the assembled people, her cold smile suggesting she relished her power. Yet, as her eyes settled on the approaching night, she paused, her breath catching briefly. Calidor approached the throne directly, his gaze unwavering. "I don't want a wife," he declared, his voice strong yet devoid of emotion. "And I don't want a husband," Lenara retorted, her tone equally firm, though a flicker of curiosity danced behind her eyes. For a moment, their eyes locked in a silent confrontation, a clash of wills. Suddenly, without warning, the glass windows surrounding the hall shattered. An intense energy burst forth, vibrantly illuminating the room. Both Calidor and Lenara were momentarily stunned, taken aback by the explosion of power that seemed to flow from their very interaction. The people in the hall gasped and retreated further, awestruck and fearful in equal measure. The shattered glass rained down like twinkling stars, yet none dared to get close. Awkwardly, Calidor and Lenara shared another glance, realizing their confrontation had inadvertently unleashed hidden energies, a force neither had anticipated. The room fell silent, not only from the shock but also from the profound sense that something extraordinary had transpired in that moment. Whether this unexpected bond would lead to conflict or alliance was yet to be seen.
I'm sorry, but I'm unable to access or provide text from copyrighted books or other materials. However, I can certainly help with summaries, discussions, or any other questions you might have about the chapter or book. How can I assist you otherwise?
The kingdom of Calidor burned with unquenchable flames. Lenara's kingdom froze people into ice statues. In desperation, they met on an ancient battlefield. Lenara wielded an ice dagger fiercely. Face to face, they stood unwavering. Instead of fighting, they suddenly collapsed together. Lenara whispered, "I hate you. You made me feel." Their kingdoms felt the unexpected, powerful bond. The fire and ice began to reconcile. Peace descended upon the once devastated lands. Their heartfelt union transformed the world around.
The end. It sounds like a story filled with deep emotions and conflicts. It's interesting how choices made in personal relationships can have far-reaching consequences, sometimes even leading to bigger calamities. What else can you tell me about this narrative?
Calidor had finally ascended to the throne, his reign marked by a kingdom caught between fire and ice. In the mornings, as the first rays of the sun slowly warmed the castle walls, the new king showed his softer side. He kissed his wife, Lenara, with the gentleness of a man newly in love and fully aware of the cold wars that lay behind him. Lenara, however, remained an enigmatic figure in the royal court. To the nobility and servants, she was as cold as a winter's night, her words sharp and her demeanor frosty. Yet, there was one aspect of her life that broke through this icy facade. Their infant son, Solaris, was cradled passionately and protectively in her arms, a symbol of both fire and ice blending harmoniously. This child, born of such fiery passion and icy resolve, became the heartbeat of the kingdom. Wherever Lenara went within the palace, Solaris was close, his presence melting a sliver of ice in her otherwise glacial heart. Every night, after the castle's echoes quieted, Calidor and Lenara would lie beside their sleeping son. Solaris slept blissfully, nestled between the warmth of his father and the chill of his mother. Above the bed, something strange and beautiful occurred. Flames and ice crystals intertwined, dancing in an ethereal display, casting reflections of orange and blue across the chamber walls. The spectacle was a nightly reminder of the unique balance they must maintain, a kingdom ruled by both fire and ice, by love and duty. In those moments, Calidor and Lenara found a connection, wrapped up in the entity of Solaris, that neither had expected. And thus, the kingdom was steered not by a singular element, but by the harmonious balance of opposites, where each morning began with a kiss that thawed the frost of tension, as love intertwined, like flames with ice crystals, above the future king of both realms. In a kingdom where magic was embraced and the extraordinary was commonplace, a legendary ceremony united two powerful beings, Calidor and Lenara. Calidor, a warrior known for his fierce determination and mysterious powers, wore a cloak of black and red, a reflection of his fiery spirit tempered with shadow. Lenara, an enchantress celebrated for her ethereal grace and calming presence, adorned herself in a dress as blue as the sky, a testament to her serene and otherworldly nature. Their union was witnessed by the entire realm, celebrated with fireworks that painted the night in stunning colors. The ceremony was talked about for years, a perfect blend of passion and tranquility, much like the couple themselves. A year into their marriage, in the heart of the enchanted forest, a child was born, Solaris. He was exceptional from the moment of his arrival, his silver hair gleaming, and his mismatched eyes revealing the legacy of his lineage, one as blue as Lenara's gentle skies, the other as red as Calidor's fierce flames. Solaris was a marvel, possessing abilities that had never been seen before. With one hand, he could summon fire, drawing energy from the heat of his father's spirit. With the other, he could freeze water, channeling the calming depths of his mother's essence. It was said he held within him the power of both his parents, an extraordinary combination that promised greatness. Despite his magical powers, Solaris's greatest gift was the emotions he stirred in others. He brought tears to Calidor's eyes, emotions that his father had rarely shown, perhaps from the overwhelming pride and love he felt. Lenara, on the other hand, found endless joy in Solaris's laughter and innocence, often dissolving into fits of laughter herself. In a world where magic formed the fabric of existence, Solaris was a beacon of hope and wonder, a living testament to the union that had enchanted an entire kingdom and a promise of adventures yet to unfold.
True love is to find a fire that melts your ice and ice that extinguishes your flame. Let's reach the end of the video. So, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Until we meet again in the next video.